Hey there guys, Robert here, and yeah, welcome to my 36th Q&A on this channel. And yeah, it's a very special one because 4 days ago on November 26th, 2024, this channel turned 8 years of age. And yeah, just before we get started with this Q&A, I just want to say thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for those who have been riding with me these past couple of years throughout this YouTube journey. It is greatly appreciated. And I opened up questions for this Q&A towards not towards the very beginning of November. But yeah, November 9th is when I opened up the Q&A and I closed. November 16th I closed the questions for this Q&A. And yeah, just any questions I feel like answering. It got a little heart from me. So if your question didn't get hearted, that's fine. There's always next year when I do Q&A 37 for the 9th anniversary, but we'll see about that. And also, even like for the hearted questions, I'm probably gonna skip quite a few questions, so yeah, but don't get me wrong, we're still gonna answer a lot of questions though, because yeah, this is supposed to be a fun Q&A here. So yeah, you all know how these videos work. Let's just get into it. All right, so this first comment from Toby the Turkey. Yeah, what happened to the Rob Geo squad? It got disbanded. Anyone who's subbed to my channel, you're all part of the Rob Geo squad. Question 2. Have you remember when your little sister took over your channel? Yeah, I have. And question 3. Will you ever make a fan art contest again? Most likely never again. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was kind of fun while I did it. But yeah, in hindsight, I don't feel like, it's in like my little wheelhouse, if that makes any sense. It's not really, these fan art contests, they're not really up to my speed here, like up to my expertise. I'm not really like an artist per se, you know what I mean? Like I kind of suck at drawing, But yeah, I have no interest in doing these fan art contests again. It just kind of seems out of the ordinary for me to continue doing this. This next question: what is your favorite Disney Junior TV show? This is a really interesting one. I will admit I actually hearted this question on accident. I did not want to heart this comment at all, but my dumb brain was just continuing to heart comments. It was just let's heart this comment too. It was kind of like a reflex thing, but yeah, too late. I'm just gonna answer this question anyway. Just want to get this out of the way as well. Disney Junior is so far out of my demographic. It is so far out of my demographic. I'm not a toddler. I'm a 20-year-old young adult. I don't know. I guess Henry Hogelmonster is my favorite, but yeah. Let's just go on to the next question. Have you been to Lombardi's Pizza, also known as the first Italian restaurant in America? Ooh, a restaurant named after my last name. Awesome. I've never been there. I don't know where it is, but I think I'll know once I look into it, I guess. It seems pretty interesting to me, I guess. And are you going to get a VCR/DVD/Blu-ray player? No, because I'm not really a DVD/Blu-ray player myself. I collect CDs, but that's something completely different, Next one. I'm probably just going to answer the first 2 questions. When will you make another reaction video? I don't really know. It's already been a bit since my last reaction. I suppose maybe the next, video I can react to is probably more likely gonna be that 2024 Vibeys thing that my good friend Vibeform is hosting, but like I wouldn't hold your breath for it. Um, I haven't really been as motivated to make reaction videos as I used to nowadays. That's for certain. And what are some videos that you used to watch when you were younger? That's a really good question. I mean, I do remember watching like a lot of old object shows when I was a kid, like BFDI and Inanimate Insanity, and I'm still a fan of those shows. I also remember, when I used to watch a lot of RCT3 videos, like, like there was this like the box series of videos. And I'll admit, I still kind of come back to these kind of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 videos time to time. Just to kind of relive that nostalgia, more or less, Okay, next questions. They come from my good friend Mitch, aka I'm an Ohioan. I'm most likely just going to answer the third and fourth questions. Have you ever went to Ohio? No, I have not been to Ohio. I don't know. Does kind of sound interesting to me. And not because of the only in Ohio meme. I do not think of Ohio as the only in Ohio meme. Ohio is Ohio, okay? But yeah, I've never been to Ohio. When have you first heard of YouTube? I don't know. I can't really pinpoint when I first heard of it. I mean, of course, I've been on, like, my time on YouTube even predates this very channel, but, yeah, in terms of when I first heard it, I can't really pinpoint, like, an exact time, but, like, I don't know, I probably first heard it when I was, like, 5 or something, I don't know. Next, I'm answering all 3 of these questions from Lumen99. What is your 2024 album of the year so far? And just to get this out of the way, unfortunately, I'm not doing a top 100 of 2024 like I did last year. I don't know what happened. Just, I don't know, kind of like a lack of motivation. Just kind of, yeah, I was planning on like a top 100 of this year, but like, I don't know, lack of motivation kind of set in, and it was just nah. And especially with the way I'm making videos now to avoid any future copyright claims, nah. However, like, I am going to make some sort of like year-end adjacent kind of video, something like my favorite album from each month, like in 2024. But yeah, back on topic with this first question. I gotta say, my favorite album of 2024 that I don't really see changing anytime soon is Diamond Jubilee by Cindy Lee. Just a really, really phenomenal album. That's really all I can say about it. And, in terms of, like, at least 2 other albums that come close to it, I gotta say, You Like Music by That's Dynamic Shroud and Galen Tipton is also great. Floating Points Cascade, that's been in regular rotation since I first heard it when it came out. Really love that record too. And Moby's Always Center Tonight also just like continues to get better for me. It just continues to be a massive grower. Probably one of my favorites Moby has ever done, and that's saying a lot. But on to the second question though. How did you learn music production? I just kind of started on, like, GarageBand and all that kind of shit. And, like, even that kind of predates all the DJ Robbie Bobby stuff. Because before I started doing that, I was just kind of, like, goofing off on GarageBand, just playing around with, like, the synths and the MIDIs and the Apple loop presets and all that. And yeah, 2017 was when I really started to take my music seriously, and obviously, I've since come to a point where I've improved on my craft massively. Wow, voice crack. Yeah. And yeah, I'm proud of the progress I've made on my music production so far. Favorite instruments, piano first and foremost. I taught myself how to play when I was like 8 via like whatchamacall, yeah, via a piano app that I like installed on like an iPad that I had when I was young. And also, I love the harmonica as well. I remember when I was 14, I did a performance of Billy Joel's Piano Man, and if you can recall, Billy Joel, like in the original Piano Man tune, he plays both the piano and harmonica, and I tried doing the same thing for my performance, and I think it worked out perfectly. And yeah, it's my performance of Piano Man. Believe it or not, it's available on the internet, but like only on Instagram. I may upload it to like YouTube or something, like maybe my Robert Lombardi piano channel, but we'll see because yeah, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite performance I've done at least back in the late 2010s. Yeah. Next, what will you do for your 10th anniversary of your channel? I don't know, probably just a regular old Q&A again, or both that and something even better than that. But like, we'll cross that bridge when we get into 2026. Have you played Angry Birds Star Wars? Yeah, but like the last time I played it was like a long ass time ago. Like, like it was yeah, like the last time I played it was back when I was like 10, 11, and that was like a decade ago. And what do you want for Christmas? Believe it or not, just like a couple things I have in mind. Like maybe like a new computer because yeah, yeah, I could use a new computer. Not that this computer is terrible or anything. It still operates well, but sometimes, it just kind of crashes on me whenever I'm doing other stuff on it. It doesn't happen super often, but still. And yeah, also a new phone. Like, I'm still having this problem that whenever I install a new app, or when I update an already existing app on my phone, it crashes and restarts on me like within like 2 to 5 minutes, and it like pisses me off. So yeah, I could use a new phone right about now for Christmas, but like I'm not holding my breath for that. And also, of course, new CDs. Believe it or not, it's been almost an entire year since I've collected a CD. The last album I got on CD was Daft Punk's Discovery, and I got that album back in Christmas 2023. So yeah, I really gotta get back into that, man, because collecting CDs, like whenever I do get the chance to do that, it's always so much fun. Okay, for this, yeah, this next one, I'm probably just going to answer only the first two questions. Do you watch The Electric Company when you're little? Yeah, I do remember watching The Electric Company, but like, that was so long ago. My memories of that show were a little fuzzy, but I don't know. Based on like when I first watched it, I think it was good. At least that was what my little old me thought. Did you watch The Office on Thursdays? Well, outside of that, no, God, please, no, no. I've not really watched the full show outside of the iconic clips from The Office. And oh yeah, the parkour clip too. Yeah. Have you watched Star versus the Forces of Evil? Yeah, I have, but it's another one of those shows where I'm like, oh my God, I haven't watched this in a while. And that's the thing with me nowadays. Like, I don't watch a lot of TV nowadays, so yeah. I think Star versus the Forces of Evil. Yeah, it's a great show. Great show. Okay, we got another 3 questions here. Do you went to Pennsylvania? Yeah, I've been to Pennsylvania quite a few times in my life before. Yeah, in fact, the last time I went to Pennsylvania was back in late August, early September, where I went to Hershey Park, and I rode on Great Bear, Storm Runner, and Sky Rush for the first time. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That was the first time I've ridden on those coasters, because up until that point, I've always kind of chickened out on the big rides. And yeah, now that I've ridden on them, I can confidently say that those roller coasters were so much fun. I think Stormrunner might be my favorite coaster of the 3 that I've been on during my time at Hershey Park. Yeah, good stuff. Do you went to Noble's Amusement Resort? No. I don't think so. Sounds interesting though. I think I might have heard of it before in passing, but like, yeah, I've never been there. Can you do a backflip? No. Okay, next 2 questions. Did you remember watching Robot and Monster? Yeah, I remember watching that when I was little. It was on Nickelodeon / Nicktoons. Yeah, I miss the good old days when all that I did was like watch a lot of TV. And have you played DreamWorks Superstar Karts? No, but I don't know. Kind of sounds like Mario Kart, but DreamWorks characters. So I guess that should be interesting. Next, what was your favorite Q&A episode? Because you said that Q&As are always fun. And yeah, they still are fun, all right? I can't really pinpoint what my favorite Q&A episode I did is. So I really just can't give you like a straight, definitive answer. I don't know. I'm proud of all the Q&A episodes I've made. That's really all I can say. Do you still like making music? Yep. Of course, I still like making music. It's kind of like therapy for me at this point. I'm for this next one, I'm just kind of skipping over the first 2 questions because I'm not really into Bluey. I'm not gonna say I hate it, but like I just don't have that much experience with Bluey. Unfortunately, I mean, I have seen it, I've seen clips of it, obviously, but like, I'm not really that big of a fan of it, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm just skipping the question 3. What do you think of the Go Anime community nowadays? I don't like it. That's it. I don't like the Go Anime community. It's total garbage, and yeah, that's it. All right, next 3 questions. What do you think of analog horror? I'm kind of mixed on it, actually. Sometimes like it works, sometimes it doesn't work for me. Like I remember seeing like one excerpt of like an analog horror thing that said like Rotten Hell, Stephen Hillenburg or something like that. And yeah, that I found it to be like absolutely disgusting. So yeah, I mean, analog horror for me, like it only works for me when it's like, you know, when I think, you know, it's just done right, you know. Next, are you a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Not really. And do you like Red Sox? I don't know, maybe. What is your favorite decade for music? Ooh. Wow, that's probably the best question that's been asked, you know, for this Q&A. That's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like every decade has something interesting to bring to the table, you know, when it comes to music. But I don't know. I guess maybe the 2010s or something. But yeah. I'm gonna say 2010s for now because that's really when I started getting into like a lot of electronic music myself, you know. But you know, then again, I can't really say that this is like a definitive answer for this question. Like this is a really good question, bro. What is your favorite song from a band or artist you dislike? Ooh, I don't know. For now, I'm going to say The Reason by Hoobastank. It's like the ultimate guilty pleasure song for me. Just like, it's just that ridiculously good, man. What is your least favorite album from a band or artist you love? Ooh, it's kind of a hard one, believe it or not. I don't know. I guess like the closest answer I can give is probably Union by Yes. I mean, I mean, I love Yes, but that album is just ass, bro. It's just total garbage. Um, yeah. Um, I mean, not really a definitive answer like with the first question, but yeah. What is your favorite album of the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s so far? Really good question yet again, Jacob. Yeah, for the 1960s, I'm going with The Doors' self-titled. The 70s, I'm going with Stevie Wonder's songs in the Key of Life. 1980s, I'm going with Prince's Purple Rain. 1990s, I'm going with Aphex Twin's SAW2, for obvious reasons. 2000s, I'm going with BT, This Binary Universe. 2010s, I'm going with Deadmau5's While One Is Less Than Two. Duh! And 2020 so far, I'm going with Porter Robinson's Nurture. Because, yeah, Nurture. Yeah, great questions, Jacob. Oh boy, this user asked me 5 questions. Yeah, from the looks of it, I'm probably only going to answer questions 1, 4, and 5. So yeah, question 1, do you miss analog TV? I don't know, I guess. Because, I mean, I don't know, sometimes when I watch analog TV, I just kind of like to experience the nostalgia, you know? And yeah, skipping on over to question 4, have you heard of Kim Possible? Yes, I've heard of Kim Possible. I think it's a good show. And what is your opinion on SpongeBob SquarePants? Goated. That's it. It's one of the greatest ever. And yeah, R.I.P. Steven Hillenburg. He is still missed. Okay, least favorite Deadmau5 track. Yeah, I mean, I love Deadmau5. He's my favorite artist of all time, but yeah, unfortunately, he does kind of have his fair share of slip-ups. Yeah, not every artist is perfect. Not even my favorite artist is perfect, you know? But, yeah, my least favorite track of his, I mean, if you do kind of count all if you at least count the entirety of Project 56, a song about squirrels. But yeah, if you don't count that, then like Bounce is probably my least favorite track he's made. Honestly, you know, looking back on it retrospectively, I think Plus is a bit better than this track. Bounce is just not that very good. What is for you the best track released on the Gucci Father Records? Well, yeah, I'm not taking any of my, own tracks into consideration because I am not a condescending human being. But yeah, my favorite track released on the Gucci Father Records channel, which I run, it's probably Metro Station Expressway by Pingu King, which is the only single for his Ultra Vibrant Mirror Ball album, which is very, very good. I will say that. Very, very good. But yeah, Metro Station Expressway it's head over heels above the rest of the track listing for me, in my opinion. And what is your best discoveries this year? I'm gonna say the album Big Bang Puzzle by Knit. First heard of that album thanks to none other than the Wonky Angles Some Stuff I Missed series. And yeah, I gave it a listen, and I also think it's great. I really, really love this album. Yeah. Okay, for this next one, I'm only answering question 2. What's your favorite Super Mario? I don't know, like Super Mario Odyssey? I mean, I guess that's an obvious choice. It's really such a great game. Alright. Are you interested in horror? Yeah. I'm not that much of a horror enthusiast, but I mean, I do like The Shining. It's always a classic film for me. And that's coming from a non-film buff myself. Do you know MBTI? And if you know, please tell me your MBTI. I've heard of it. I've not taken it yet. Maybe I will. Maybe I will not. We'll see. All right. For this one, I'm only answering questions 1 and 3. What is your favorite album of the year so far? Like I said before, Cindy Lee, Diamond Jubilee. Great, great, great album. And what are 5 artists you would recommend to anyone watching? Can be any genre. I don't know. I'm just gonna probably give out like a mix of underrated and not that underrated names, if that makes sense. First, I'm gonna start with Muse, specifically their 2000s material, especially Origin of Symmetry and Absolution. They are both great, great albums. And then for more of the underrated names, Music, aka Mike Parenias, comes to mind. I still don't know if he, gets the recognition that I think he deserves, but regardless, he's still worth recommending. He has released like a lot of great music, a lot of great songs, a lot of great deep cuts. Vale Smith is another one. That's another artist that I've been really into for a minute now. And also, do go check out his new album. It's also great as well. Another one I'm gonna recommend, Alexander Panos. Really, really unique sound design. And the last not so underrated artist I'm gonna recommend, Björk, because it's Björk. Yeah, I love Björk. I love her music. Her music's great. Post is my favorite album of hers. And now for this one, I'm probably only just gonna answer questions 1, 4, and 5. What do you think of the current state of EDM? I don't know. When we're only just talking about like mainstream EDM, obviously there's like a lot of good material to sort through, but also a lot of it is kind of, not so good. Like like Timmy Trumpet, for instance. Not really liking what he's putting out this year. And thoughts on My Chemical Romance. I love My Chemical Romance. Really, really love this band. 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge and Black Parade both slap like hell. Yeah. And thoughts on Murder Drones. Also really love this series as well. Murder Drones also slaps. Alright, next question. Is your dog still alive? If you're talking about my mini dachshunds, Frankie and Lily, no, they're unfortunately dead. They died when I was like 9-10 years old. But last year we got a new dog. Her name is Lulu, and she's a golden retriever, and she's like obviously a year old. And yeah, I like Lulu. What is the Mandate Pictures girl wearing in that company logo? For this one, I actually went on Logopedia on my phone. It looks like she's wearing like some sort of dress shirt or something. She gotta be. She's playing a drum in the logo. All right, for this next one, I'm only answering question 2. Do you like black humor? I think you mean like dark humor. In that case, just like with analog horror, I think I only like that kind of humor when I feel like it is done right. Like for instance, like the SpongeBob episode Nasty Patty. Like that's like one of the best examples of like dark humor / black humor done right. If you can put it this way. And this is another question I'll admit I kind of hearted on accident. Do you like Snout from Work It Out Wombats? I don't know. Yes. Seems like a cool guy. I don't know. And yeah, you know what? This next one, I feel like that might be the actual best question that's been asked, for me the answer for this video. If you had to pick your Mount Rushmore of 4 different albums, each from different genres, what would they be? Ooh. Yeah, for this question, this is going to be a very special one because I actually went on Keynote to visualize what my answer for that would be, and I'm gonna show that to you right now. And yeah, just for the sake of this video, I only did like Mount Rushmores of like 2 genres of electronic music. One for like EDM, like dance music, and then the second one is like the more abstract, electronic subgenres like IDM. Yeah, so for this dance music one, I basically just went with 4 albums that have been really formative to my tastes in electronic music. So we got Random Album Title, Discovery, Worlds, and Settle. Yeah, all of which are fantastic still to this day. And yeah, for this and now for the second Mount Rushmore, which is the IDM albums, and I basically just went with albums that I got into back in 2020, because the thing is, 2020 was a really, really big year for me as a music listener. That's when I really started to get into, some artists that I otherwise would probably not be able to, to get into to begin with. Yeah, so for this one, I went with Outer Christian Cunabula, Venetian Snares, Raw Silagalat Sulatet, BT's This Binary Universe, and Aphex Twin's Selected Ambient Works 85 to 92. I mean, theoretically, SAW2 could probably take this spot instead, but like that one's more ambient and less IDM. So I put in 85 to 92 instead, because I feel like that was like the album that really got me into Aphex Twin back in, well, like I said before, 2020. So yeah, that basically was actually my first time doing this Mount Rushmore thing, and whoa, another voice crack. Yeah, that was basically my first time doing this Mount Rushmore thing. So apologies if I kind of did like a shit job at it, but like, yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore's things. All right, next one, I'm gonna answer only questions 2 and 3. I really haven't figured out like what my favorite song from Chicago is yet, and if I have, I probably don't remember at all, because I'm a dummy, but. Yeah, question 2. What is the best guitar solo you ever listened? Prince's guitar solo in Let's Go Crazy. Like, man could absolutely shred in that song. Holy crap. And what's your favorite video game console? The Wii, because nostalgia. Alright, next question. Robert, have you watched Mr. Peabody and Sherman 2014 movie, and what's your opinion on it? Yeah, this one's like another one of those pieces of media where, I haven't watched again in a while, but like, yeah, based on when I first watched it, I thought it was pretty cool. I love Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Really, really like that movie. Alright, next one. I'm only answering question 2. Do you still like Crash Bandicoot? Yeah, Crash Bandicoot's also cool. Yeah, for this one, I'm only answering question 2. Yeah, we're seeing a trend here with this. Are you tired, or at least think the logo community is dead? Well, I mean, I wouldn't say the local community is dead or anything. I mean, it's still pretty much active, but I don't like the logo community, because just like with the Go Animate community from earlier, I mean, it's just awful. Yeah, this next one, it's a bit of a long one. I'm kind of addicted to villain defeats, so I want to know, out of all the villains on my YouTube channel, which do you think is the best? Dark Pit, blowing up and made the vending machine cleaner just for trying to take over as the director of the series. Wilkes-Barre / Scranton Penguins loses to a boxing match to Viacom and declares the 2 of them to be rivals. Poppy from Minecraft, and not Poppy the singer or Poppy from Trolls. is eliminated from BFMC and exposed by Wither Rose for killing the Rose Flower, to which Poppy comes clean, and she is captured by X from BFV and set to Final Destination with X. Hazuki from Ojamacho Doremi, hit by King Bill and loses her Japanese accent, but is allowed to hang out with her friend again, despite her villainous state. King Caliente is exposed by Toadette and beaten up off-screen by Hypershock, arrested after the release of the episode. And Drakling is sent to the Turgoverse after a battle that leaves his fellow evil bats hurt, his evil clones killed, and his weapon, Night Panther, also killed. I don't know. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of videos on your channel nowadays, but I don't know. I guess Dark Pit kind of sounds the best. Yeah. And finally, we have reached the last question. Tell me exactly what interests you to start your YouTube channel? That's another great question. I don't know. I guess, yeah, I guess, but, you know, even before I started, you know, my YouTube channel, I used to watch, like, a lot of logo history vids. And no, it's not the logo history videos that you know me for. It's not the kind of logo history vids where I, you know, explain what the logos look like. It's just kind of like, you know, the logo history vids where, like, you know, like only bumpers get shown. Those are the kind of like logo history videos I used to watch like years before I started mine on the channel. And also, you know, just, you know, I don't know. I mean yeah, and also just, just, listening to a lot of, good music over the years, especially from Deadmau5, which, I don't know, inspired to make my cover of Let Go be the first ever video on this very channel that you're watching right now. And yeah, just like that, we are all out of questions, everybody. And yeah, I really just only answered the questions that I felt like answering. And yeah, even for the ones that I've actually hearted. And if I didn't answer your question, oh well, there's always next year. But this has been fun once again. Thank you to those who have asked me questions, and I look forward to doing this again next year for the 9th anniversary. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like, share if you want, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss videos like this one. And yeah, you can also feel free to follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram as per usual, or go listen to my original music on Bandcamp. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.